Hello and welcome to another episode of the Portrait Profit Show. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. My name is Jim Landers, and my mission is simple. I help portrait photographers just like you create a business that you're proud of, something that you love doing. Each week on the Portrait Profit Show, you get tips and systems on the business side of photography designed to help you gain a mastery over marketing and sales, reducing the struggles that most photographers face so you can finally get what you deserve. You're in the right place. Welcome to the Portrait Profit Show. The Portrait Profit Show is brought to you by Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. Get information about Digital Pro Lab by going to digitalprolab.com. Amanda and her team over there are fantastic. They love what they do. They are experts. They are professionals. You're going to thoroughly enjoy working with Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. That's me. LandersPhotoschool.com is where you can get more information about that, or just reach out to me directly at Jim@LandersPhotoschool.com. Jim@LandersPhotoschool.com. Now, before we get into our topic today, I want to encourage you to hit that share button and let me know that you're watching live. Now, going across your screen right now is information about the platform we use, because we simulcast this show to a handful of different places, 8 different places. It's 5 different YouTube, 5 different Facebook groups, 2 YouTube channels, and 1 LinkedIn page. But the way we do that is through this platform called StreamYard that makes that possible. Now, if you make a comment, it will just say something like YouTube user or Facebook user, unless you do what's going across the screen right now, and you go to streamyard.com/Facebook. That gives StreamYard permission to show me your name. That's how you register. That's how I know how many people are watching. So it shows me the number of registered users per channel. So I encourage you to do that, but you don't have to. And if you want to remain anonymous, well, then don't. But enter right now in the comments section, #live. #live. That tells me that you're here. That tells me that you're watching it. That says that you're here right now today. Now, if you're watching this as a replay, which in the future, though, that's what will happen. You can watch this later. I want you to enter in #replay. That way I know that you're watching it as a replay and not live. But I want you right now, #live. That tells me that you're here. And I can see that a handful of you have done that already. I see a lot of Facebook users. I see Robin. I see Stacia. I see Mackenzie. Hi, Mackenzie. I'm so glad that you're here. All right. So you guys continue to enter in the #live so that I know that you are here and watching, that you're here right now. All right. I'm going to take that off temporarily. There we go. All right. So we're here today to talk about creating a consultation kit. Now, this may be something that you're unfamiliar with, you haven't heard of before. And it's probably is, I don't know, something that might sound scary or intimidating, or maybe how is it possible I didn't know about this before? But bottom line is, it's just really your preparation for a sales presentation and something that you have with you to be able to be prepared for whatever it is that you are going to be doing. And it's based on your goals, the things that you are trying to accomplish. So think of it as think of the consultation kit as like the emergency kit that you may have in your home or in your car. It contains a curated set of items that you've determined will help you in a given situation. Not that you'll need Band-Aids in your consultation kit. They're different kits. But you may need bottled water and a snack. We're going to talk about it. A consultation kit is a curated set of materials that you have with you at client meetings to showcase your business. Now, This could be done over the phone, this could be in person, this could be done via web conference, so it doesn't really matter how you do your sales presentation, it matters that you talk to your clients as part of your sales presentation, and not all businesses do that. Some businesses are keeping that part, simple or, hands off. Other photographers really like to get to know their clients. So it just depends on your business model. There's not one business model that's better than the other. It's that you are staying true to your business model, the one that works best for you. And so for me, I like talking to my clients. I like getting to know my clients. There are times when I don't need that though. If I'm doing mini sessions, I don't need to have that getting to know you session ahead of time because I'm giving everybody the same thing in a mini session. There's nothing unique about it. It may be unique to me, but isn't unique to all the people I'm photographing if I'm doing a mini session. But if I'm doing a private session, a regular full session, then I really feel like I need to get to know who I'm going to portray. I mean, it's not just about pressing the shutter button, then it's about portraying who it is you're going to be working with. And the only way to do that is by getting to know them. And so this is a tool that can be used in those situations. It's a visual aid to guide you through the sales process. It holds everything you need to conduct a professional sales presentation at a moment's notice. It's got client materials, frequently asked questions, your pricing, your contracts, your entire sales process is portable and at your fingertips. It includes a lot more. We'll talk about 17 different things that it can include here in just a moment. Yours includes whatever's important to you, but I'm going to mention 17 that could be. Having a prepared consultation kit makes you feel confident, organized, credible, and ready for anything that could come along. It shows clients that you came ready to go. And by the end of this show today, you'll know exactly how to create a consultation kit with contents tailored to your ideal clients. This pro tool will help you stand out. It'll impress your prospects. You'll be able to easily overcome objections and consistently book the jobs that you want. Do you like the sound of this so far? If you do, take a second, hit that like button, hit that love button. I can see a couple of you have already done that, but I want you to hit that like button, hit that love button. Let me know that you think this sounds like it's kind of interesting. I want to know more. That's one way that you tell me. Hit that like button, hit that love button, or go to the comments section and let me know. By the way, if you're just joining me, I want you to enter in hashtag live into the comments, hashtag live, letting me know that you're here. All right. So I want to talk about before I describe what the consultation kit is, I want to discuss the power of a consultation kit, what it actually brings, what it actually does for you. Now that we've covered what the consultation kit is, let's discuss the power and benefits of having one. A well-crafted consultation kit acts as your guide for consistently leading sales discussions. Here are some of the benefits. First, it sets you apart from other photographers because you are prepared for the meeting. Next, your kit positions you as an expert. You understand exactly what clients need to see and hear. There's no fumbling. You have it all organized. And it enables you to guide the conversation confidently, transition smoothly between the different topics, anticipate or respond to questions and concerns with prepared responses to every question you can think of. And of course, you're going to update it as you come across new ones. So here's some action steps for creating a consultation kit. Anticipate questions and concerns. I want you to write down every single question or concern you can think of. Now, if you've been watching this show for long, you've heard me say this before. Write down every single question that you've ever been asked or that you anticipate to be asked and answer them. When you have this opportunity to answer them when the client isn't around, you are going to craft a very intelligent response, one that you can easily use and one that you can create your frequently asked questions with, your FAQs. So you're going to the next thing, there's two things that these action on this particular action step. The next is encourage every client to give you a review or testimonial. Compelling testimonials or compelling testimonial quotes or positive reviews printed out or easily accessible digitally. If you don't have any yet, reach out to past happy clients. No clients yet? Well, make sure to build a system so that you can at least attempt to get a testimonial from every single client that you work with. That's something that happened that maybe at first is intimidating or scary to ask how I do, but that's not exactly how you would do it. But you have a system for asking for this, maybe a survey, but I just like directly asking. This level of visible preparation for a consultation kit is going to wow your prospects. And it gets them excited to work with you because you come across as prepared and professional. You've shown you're interested in understanding their needs and assuring them that you have solutions. So, is this getting your mind moving? If so, do me a favor, just write yes in the comments. Just go over to the comments, just write the word yes. You hearing this so far? I'm moving into the 17 must-have contents of a consultation kit. Do you want to hear that? Put yes in the comments. I want to know you want to know. All right. Now, let's see. I want to share with you something real quick. I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm going to cover the screen with it so you can see it clearly. But what you're going to see right now is a graphic, an illustration of all the steps that you might go through as a professional photographer. Now, not every photographer does exactly the same thing or the same steps. This is just an illustration of what one photographer might do. So I want you to take a look at this. And doing whatever it is that you do in your process. So for me, I first make sure I like the image. It's printed well, and it always is at Digital Pro Lab, so that's a good thing. And then I sign the front of it in gold. I've got gold leaf and a heated ballpoint pen. I sign it in gold. And on the back, I have a sticker that includes my contact information, the image number, and information about reordering if they want to order more. And on some, when I have it framed, some of them have that paper backing. And I will actually put something underneath that paper backing, give them a message so that when that paper backing 20 years from now falls off, they'll see a message from me, which I don't know, some of you may think is kind of dumb, but I got a message just a couple of days ago from someone who said that the backing started to come off and they saw that there was a message there and they took a look at it and sent a message to me just a few days ago and thought that was just the most awesome, fantastic thing. And they photographed it and sent it to me, and it made me feel good in addition to them feeling good. So, hey, you do your thing in that post-production process. And then the last thing, the delivering the installation of your images. I am a full service photographer, so therefore I not only deliver, I also install it on their wall. Definition of full service is a photographer who does not give their client any work to do. And that's different for different types of photography. If you're doing a headshot for someone's LinkedIn page, then a digital file optimized for their LinkedIn page is done. that is the last step of that type of work. But for a family portrait, which I specialize in, is installation of the image framed, ready to go on their wall so that they have no work to do. That's my process. How's yours? Is it similar to that? So let's talk about the these steps, these must-have contents. So I think the first thing you need to do is to describe your sales process. You see mine on the screen right there as an illustration. I think you need to describe yours. I also think you need to make an illustration of it. I'd say make it prettier than mine. Mine's kind of plain, but the fact that I have one puts me a step above almost every photographer because I can show my clients what's going on here. It makes it where they know they have an understanding of why it costs the way it does without me having to say, here's why it costs so much. I don't want to have to say that. I want to illustrate it so that it pops into their mind automatically. So when you are describing your sales process, also include the purpose for each part, your why. Why is it there? Why do you believe it's a good thing? This is just so that you're having something like this helps you stay on track when you're sharing what you do with your client. It's not something that you're not going to share everything with your client. This illustration you may share, but you're not going to share all the different parts that you're going to do in preparation for this. But part of your consultation kit should be a binder with things like that in it. A 3-ring binder. That's what I recommend. But it'll have more than that in it, and you can put it in a bag if you want to. It could be a backpack, something that you can easily take with you, but that part's up to you. It could be a case, a laptop case, or an iPad case. So second thing, your 5 workspace statements. Now, again, if you've been with me for a long time, you have heard me say this a bunch of times, but the 5 workspace statements, I believe, need to be set out in your workspace, and they are the things that drive you, the things that you've defined as who you are and what your business is. So that's your mission statement, your vision statement, your value statement, your description of who your target market is, your ideal client, and your compelling description of you and your business. So those are the 5 workspace statements that I believe need to be printed right here in your workspace so they're always constantly being influenced by them. But I think this needs to go in your binder so that you are being influenced when you're doing your sales presentation. The third thing is a sales script. Now, I'm going to put up an example of my sales script. Let's see. There's the first page of it. My sales script is 5 pages long, and it has multiple things that are part of it. It is something that helps guide me through that sales process to make sure that I don't forget to say something, that I don't allow things to slip through the cracks. Over time, you get pretty good about not letting that happen, but you want to make sure, especially when you're starting, that you don't allow things to slip through the cracks, that you forget to tell them something. So write your script on what it is you're going to say throughout your sales process. And that's what you're seeing on the screen is an example of mine. So it's just a script detailing what you're going to be doing, what questions to ask them. It also includes the objections and stalls that they're going to give you. I need to visit with my husband first, or you're just the first of several I'm going to visit. You need to have a response already prepared, an intelligent response prepared for all these objections and stalls. And I'll put that on my screen too. This is on page 5. These are some of the questions that people ask. Now, I know this may be small on your screen right now, but you can later, stop this and zoom in on it so you can see some of the questions that people have asked me over the years and my response to them, or a potential response. The response is based on what they have said. And so, yeah, you're going to do some tweaking, but at least this gets your mindset going in the right direction. So those are mine. The next one is your an info card. This is the fourth thing on my list of 17, an info card. And let me pull up an example of what that might look like as I'm describing it to you. Condense some of the things, your offerings, into just one visually appealing, easy to digest format. Card, two-sided, make it a 5x7 or a 6x9 card. It's a business card on steroids, really, because it still has all the information that a business card would have on it, but it's also got images. It also has testimonials. And so design it in a way that's possible to mail it as well. That's just a bonus suggestion for you. By the way, some people do brochures. I prefer this info card. By the way, I've heard it called by different names: a lift card, a pull card, a marketing card. I've heard lots of different names for this. But some people do brochures, those trifold brochures. I prefer something simpler than that. I'm generally not a fan of brochures because I feel they take a little bit too long to design. I think they cost too much to print, and people really don't care much about them. They seem to quickly become trash. Not that this won't become trash too. It will become trash eventually too, but it can be used in multiple ways. And it's something that is really easy to put a magnet on their refrigerator with. And I definitely have seen that before with my info cards, which I like seeing. So instead, I recommend my students use info cards. So again, this is more like a business card, but on steroids. It has the information you'd expect. It has your name, your business name, your contact information, all the stuff that you want to have on there. But it also has sample images, testimonials, and a call to action, whatever it is you want them to do next. All right. So that is the lift card or info card. I call them info cards. The next, number 5, the fifth of 17, is a price sheet. I'm going to show you my price sheet for my weddings. So I haven't done weddings. I haven't marketed weddings in 10 years. So this was 2013 that this was my price list. So I guarantee you my price list would be higher today. But that was my price then, 10 years ago, a decade ago. By the way, I've seen some of you with your prices. Your base price is that. I mean, your highest price is my base price. Guys, you have to make an income. You have to make a living doing this. You have to make a fair amount of income. I can mathematically prove that if you're charging less than $2,000 and you're not cutting corners. Now, if you're cutting corners, then yeah, you can have a price that's less than $2,000. And most of you who are cutting corners are totally oblivious to the fact that you're cutting corners. In fact, you would agree that it's not a good idea to cut corners on someone's one-time event. You just don't have enough knowledge to know that you are cutting corners. You've not taken enough classes. You've not visited with enough photographers and interned with enough photographers to know all the different variables that come with a wedding. But I can guarantee you, if you're not cutting corners, you've got to charge over $2,000 if you plan on making a profit in wedding photography. All right. That being said, let's talk about the price sheet. You have to have clear pricing, clear packaging, clear options to discuss. You want to make it easy to understand. You want to make sure that they understand that the value that is being delivered by you. For some situations, this could be in a form that you give to them. However, I prefer this to be more like what you see with fine dining restaurants do. I show them the options and the pricing in a classy way, but they do not get to take it with them. So I don't send my pricing to them in an email. Even in in-person sales presentations, I do not give them a price list. I show it to them like a menu at a restaurant. They sometimes photograph it with their cell phone. I don't care if they do that, but I don't give it to them. I present it in a way that looks like it's top of the line. Fine. Photographers come in different levels, just like restaurants do. You have the fast food photographers. You've got the casual dining photographers. You've got the fine dining photographers. I am the fine dining photographer. So therefore, I do a lot of the same things that you find at fine dining restaurants. And one of them is they don't give you the menu to take with you. The menu is a nice thing. It's in a bound folder that is pretty obvious that you're not taking it with you. That's how I choose to do it. You do it in the way that's best for you and your target market, though. Mine's just my way. You do it the way that you feel is best. By the way, if you're looking at my price list and you're wondering what the heck's going on there, yes, my price is $12,000 for a wedding, or it was a decade ago. If I were still doing weddings, I guarantee you that price would be closer to 20,000 by now. But that's what it was then. And it was I do this how I recommend you guys do it in the same way that I was doing it then, and I do this as a line item veto. So yes, my package was $12,000, but they could cross stuff off the list and not do them, and therefore reduce the price. By the way, when I switched to that business model, I had an average sale of, I don't know, somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 was my average sale. When I switched to this one package option, my sales, and I'm not exaggerating, doubled overnight. My my income per sale doubled overnight. My average sale doubled overnight. Now, it did cause about half of those who were purchasing to buy. So what effectively happened was I made the same amount of money with half the amount of work. So yeah, I recommend this method for selling your weddings. But that's an extra bonus. That's not part of today. Next thing I want to go over is and I don't have images for the rest of these, but number 6 is your payment policies. Provide clear information on your payment terms. Consider things such as the forms of payment that you accept. So it could be credit cards, it could be Cash App, it could be PayPal, it could be cash and checks. It's whatever it is that you choose to accept. Make sure you're listing it. When you also want to define when the payment is due, whether it's a pay in full kind of a situation or you choose to do a deposit of some sort. And if so, when balances are going to be due, make sure you've laid that all out completely. I choose to do a pay up front kind of a deal. I don't choose to do payment options. However, if someone needs it, if once I've shared the price, they seem to hesitate because of it, I will then offer a payment option. I don't offer it up front. And most of my clients just pull out a credit card and say, here you go. I mean, it's usually that simple. If I'm offering payment plans, they'll probably say, all right, I'll take the payment plan. And I don't want that. I don't want to have to deal with taking the payments later if I don't have to. So therefore, I only offer it when I see that they need it. It'd be like doing some type of work where you are in a service and you just start offering more stuff before you found out exactly what it is that they need. So find out what it is that they need and react to that. You don't need to share everything that you have available up front. And for these payment policies that I'm talking about, this is just your preparation for sharing it with them so that you're prepared and so that you share a consistent message with every single client. All right. By the way, chances are things are different based on the different types of services and products that you offer. So there's that consideration too. Can you see the value of what I'm sharing with you so far? Can you? If so, do me a favor, just write yes in the comments. Just write yes. Or maybe comment the thing that's adding value so far. I want to hear you. I want you to react. I want to know you're here. I can see that you're here. I can see a bunch of you hit that like button and love button. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, number 7 out of 17. Services and products. Highlight the various service packages and product offerings you provide with summaries of what's included. The average investment levels, the timelines, the different things that are important there. Number 8, contracts and model releases. Include any legal documents that clients will need to review and sign. I prefer this to be done with an app on my phone. Some people prefer live signatures. This is your game, your rules. But there are some things that you have to do now that you may not have had to do 30 years ago when I started. I started in 1991, didn't do contracts. I never needed them. Now, I did start doing contracts with weddings, but nothing else. It was different time. And I'm not saying that you have to do them. It's up to you. But I am saying it's a good idea. You might want to check with a legal professional to get some details, because that's not what I am. Not a legal professional. I can just share my opinions on the subject. All right. So next one's number 9, digital portfolio. Now, you can choose to have a physical portfolio. You can do that. However, it's just so much easier if you're going to be showing your images at all, which I generally don't, but I want to be prepared just in case they'd like to see something. So curate a selection of your best, most impactful work. That is only the types that you want to sell. So that means don't include your fantastic photographs of your last vacation. It's not a variety show. You are showing what you intend to sell, and that's it. We've got so much stuff that we're going to be sharing with them and talking to them about. Why would you be adding to that? There's enough stuff already. Keep it simple, keep it directed, keep it specific. Number 10, a frequently asked questions sheet, or FAQ. Compile the common questions and objections that you anticipate, along with your intelligent responses. Next, number 11, a client welcome packet. This is an overview of your services, company information, bios, your value proposition. Again, all these things that I'm listing in your 17 must-have of a consultation kit, they're not all must-haves. The ones that are the ones you have to have, in your opinion, are the must-haves. This is just a list, and this is causing your mind to go into what's included in a consultation kit. Next one, number 11, that was number 11. Number 12, number 11 was client welcome packet. Number 12 is a workflow visual, like I showed you just a little while ago. I'll put it up on the screen again. That is my workflow visual. Now you're going to, in some areas, make it more detailed, in some areas maybe less, but that's the example of mine. And this is a graphic that illustrates what your clients can expect from working with you. What are all the steps? What are the things that you're going to be going through in working with you? And from the initial inquiry through the final product delivery or installation, if you offer that. Number 13, customized materials. If you offer different types of photography, create a consultation kit for each one of them. And then tailor parts of your kit to each type. Corporate headshots, seniors, weddings, family portraits. It's another reason why I recommend just doing one, because when you build one topic, one genre, because when you build relationships with people, they will ask you for the other things, and you didn't have to work for those at all. So come on, keep it simple. But that's just one guy's opinion. Customized materials, but that can also be some things that are specific to your client's requests. So any type of customized material that you allow, it's up to you. Your game, your rules. Number 14, printed and digital versions. You want to have easily accessible digital files as well as printed pieces in case of technical difficulties. So I mentioned earlier about having a digital portfolio. It's probably a good idea to have some images that you can show that aren't online too, or that are prepared so you have them on your laptop. So even if there isn't an internet connection, you can still show them. All right. And that brings me to the number 15, a laptop or a tablet. And bring a charge in your consultation kit. Have a charge cord in there just in case. But you have your information already on this tablet or your laptop. Have that information already there, and that way, if you can't get to your website and you can't get to things that are online because of poor internet connection, then you're good. You've got everything there. So laptop or tablet. Number 16, some water and a snack in your consultation kit. Now, it's not going to go in your 3-ring binder. It goes into the case, the bag of your consultation kit. What if something happens to delay the presentation or your ability to leave right away because of weather issues? Or maybe there's just a little bit too much time between appointments, but not enough time to stop and get something, or maybe there's just no place around to stop. All right. Having some water and a snack in your consultation kit, not a bad idea. Number 17, any type of special leave behind. Now, this could be that takeaway card, that information card that I mentioned earlier. But I've seen photographers purchase promotional items also, such as pens, water bottles, lens cloths, all with their name and logo on it. I even saw one time a photographer who created a chocolate in the shape of their logo that they gave to every sales meeting. So that's kind of cool if you do that. I like chocolate. It's also a special gift. It's kind of cool. So those are some ideas and some core components of your consultation kit that are going to enable you to anticipate client needs, guide the discussion you're going to be having with them, and of course, close sales. By the way, if you don't think you're a salesperson, then maybe you just don't understand what a salesperson is. A salesperson is very simple. It's someone who helps someone else get what they want. You're a salesperson because that is something that you do as a photographer. You care that they get what they want. You care that they are pleased, that they are happy, that they're excited. You're a salesperson. Now, you're probably not that stereotypical bad version of a salesperson that you might have in your mind because of some past experience. But that's an example of a not so good salesperson. You're the example of a fantastic salesperson, but you are a salesperson. You are selling your photographs. So get that bad connotation out of your head and stop not identifying as a salesperson, because you are. You are absolutely in sales. That's the reality. And you know it, even if you're in denial. All right. Compile these things, these 17 must-have contents of a consultation kit. Include anything else that you can think of. You've probably thought of some as we're talking. But compile these items for your kit and continuously refine it. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Your kit, the tools of your kit, and that's what your kit is made of, is just tools. Every single piece of this is just tools to help you with what you're trying to accomplish. So your toolkit enables you to seamlessly move through this meeting, guiding the discussion using the pieces that you've prepared. The key to using this, of course, is practice. And so you want to go through your sales presentation so that you are good with it before you actually do one. But that part's not hard. It's just intimidating. But get comfortable with your contents. Get comfortable with the flow of your sales presentation. Refine your consultation approach over time, which is just going to happen naturally. But do it consciously. Be thinking about it. Write down the things that went well after each meeting, and also the hiccups that you experienced. Write them down. In the next section, we're going to look at how to use your kit effectively in live client meetings. Before I do that, I've got 2 action steps. The first, compile these core items listed above to assist you to demonstrate your expertise, your skill, and build trust, and make sure the sales process goes smoothly. And second, continuously refine your kit with new work and adjust as you evolve and you receive new client feedback. Next is using your kit to guide the meeting. We're talking about a live meeting at this point. Here is a possible workflow for your sales meeting. It's not the only one possible. It's just how one might go. And again, it's just to get your creative mind rolling in this direction. So the first thing you're going to do is an introduction and a welcome. to introduce yourself and to begin to build rapport. Next is you're bringing out whatever materials from your consultation kit that you are going to need in order to share. It may be nothing at first and you bring things out as you need them. It may be that you need to bring out your info card, your meeting script, your welcome packet. The goal, of course, is to continue to build the rapport and so that you can describe your services and maybe show an illustration of what it is that you do. A needs assessment is the next thing. That's using your script, ask qualifying questions, and use the workflow visual to illustrate the process. Make sure that you're taking notes because it's going to be easy to get your clients mixed up over time when you have a lot of clients. I guarantee you, there's been many times where I've made a comment and they look at me kind of funny. I'm like, must have been another client that said that. Take notes and then review your notes each time before you meet with them. That reduces that problem. It works. Next is your portfolio. So present relevant images that show your style and approach. Now, I mentioned this earlier. I don't always show my work. In fact, I'd say almost never do I show my work. I don't know how that evolved to do that, but it's rare that someone asks to see my work. And so if there's not a reason to show it, I don't. In fact, it's almost always that I'm not showing it. But I also am very well aware that in some situations, in some photographers' path, that it is a necessary part of the path. And if you're only doing it for ego purposes, come on, who are you doing this for, them or you? Make sure you're making the choices that are best for your client from their point of view. And if that includes showing images in your portfolio, then show photographs in your portfolio. For mine, it just didn't. I just didn't need it. Pricing. Show options aligned with the portfolio that you presented and overcome any objections by emphasizing value. Next is your contracts. Review the terms and then have the client sign it. The next is payment. Do not plan to invoice them later for that payment. Get that payment right now while it's fresh on their mind. Have the ability to take credit cards right then and there. Now, it's quite possible that you don't have that ability or you don't choose to do it in that way. At least create a scenario where you can create an invoice on your laptop, send it to them right then and there. They can check their email and fill in their credit card information right there in front of you. Do not do this later. Taking their payment has to be done now. Otherwise, it will cause problems in the future. Not with every client, but it will cause problems in the future. So just take care of it right now when it's fresh on their mind. Don't make them revisit that subject. That's not nice. That's not considerate. You think by delaying it or giving them some extra time to do it and for whatever reason is kind and considerate? No, it's not. It's forcing them to think about it again. Just do it once, get it done, move on to the next thing. That's kind and considerate. And then the conclusion to the meeting. As soon as you have the payment, it's time to end. It's time to move forward. It's time to work. It's time to earn the money that they just paid you. You need to go get working. It's not the time to have a 30-minute conversation. They have things to do. You have things to do. So a conclusion, set the next steps, talk about the timeline, the expectations, give them any leave behind materials, and go. Now, there's going to be some follow-up stuff, and I'll come to that here in just a little bit. But I have a question for you, and I want you to add this to the comment section. What is your top takeaway so far that we've talked about in the consultation kit? What's your top takeaway? What are you thinking about? I want you to put it in the comments for me. It could be just one word. It could be just one letter representing your top comment, your top thought, your top takeaway. But enter something right now into the comments. It could be something as simple as, thanks, I appreciate this information. But put something in the comments. Let me know that you're here, watching, and alive. By the way, if you're driving, don't follow those directions I just gave you. It's only for those who are on their phone or on their laptop or desktop computer in their home or work or at some coffee shop. So next thing, uh, by the way, if you've just joined us, do me a favor and enter in hashtag live, letting me know you're watching this live. Hashtag live. Next thing is closing the deal. Let's spend some time with that. Now, we somewhat touched on that when we talked about using your kit to guide the meeting, but I want to spend just a little bit more time on closing the deal because it's at this point it's time to ask for the business and finalize the specifics. Too many times photographers leave this open-ended and they don't actually ask for the business. And when I say for the business, it's whatever it is that you've talked about so far. So are you excited to move forward on doing this family portrait? So something that closes that sale, closes the deal, makes it happen, pushes it to the next step. You don't leave it open-ended because then nothing happens. You wind up walking away without getting a question answered of, do you want to work with me or not? You have to ask some question along those lines. So once you've asked that question, they want to move forward, review the agreement and have the client sign right then and there. Highlight any key terms and identify what the next steps are. Be prepared to go over your payment policies, but collect the payment as you've outlined it. Set clear expectations by reviewing the timeline you've determined for the job, the prep, the session, the post-production work, and delivery. Use your workflow visual as you recap that process. You'll visit that illustration at least twice during your sales meeting. Provide next steps for finalizing locations, participants, clothing, etc. Close strong by setting concrete plans because that shows professionalism and it gets you prepared for what's next. It increases confidence and increases their confidence and your own, but it increases their confidence and keep for their upcoming session. Now, I mentioned earlier that there's more after this because we have to follow up after the meeting. It doesn't end there. Closing a sale is not the end. Celebrate for a moment, of course, but then move on to the next step. Follow up consistently to continue moving the sale forward, to continue that momentum. Send a follow-up email after the meeting, sharing your excitement and recapping everything that you've discussed. Share any additional materials or samples that came up during the meeting, because there's times when you have to say during a meeting, I'll get that to you, or I'll look into that and get back with you. This is the time to do what you said, get back with them. Number two, and there's three things I'm going over here in the following up. Two is add them to your CRM system. This is your database. This could and probably should be a studio management software program, but it is a part of a CRM general category, client relationship management. By the way, it's called customer relationship management, but I call who I work with clients, not customers, and set them up on an email system that is a nurturing system where you're sending regular emails, updates that is relevant to their needs. Segment by client type or topics discussed. And then number three, schedule any next steps. Put them all on your calendar. Whatever the things are that you need to do that can be put on the calendar, add them to your calendar right then and there. Part of the follow-up. That could be location scouting. That could be display location scouting. So I do my sales process in their home, but you may do it over the phone and then go see their home. It's possible. So the display location, where they're going to be putting this on the wall, or helping them define where they're going to be putting it on the wall. It's part of the service that I provide. So it may be what you do as well. Maybe a clothing consultation. There are a lot of photographers that have a clothing consultation. Not most, but that exists. or finalizing the participants, how we're going to get them there, who is going to be there. But whatever those things are that you need to do. And when I say finalize participants, I'm also talking about who you're going to need to be participating in this, because you may need uh, uh, someone to do hair. You may need someone to do makeup. You may need an assistant to work with you. You've got to set these things up ahead of time. Of course, it's part of your follow-up process. All right. Build these actions into your workflow so that nothing falls through the cracks. You keep the momentum going after the consultation because you are following up. Use it to provide value, anticipate concerns, and build further that relationship. But automate it as much as possible, as this stuff that I'm talking about can be extremely time consuming, which you already know, or based on all the things I've been saying, you now get. If you can see how these suggestions could help you, take a second and hit that like button to let me know, or love if you're loving this stuff, or make a comment saying, man, this stuff is good, Jim. Keep it coming. Yeah, I like all that stuff. I like seeing the likes. I like seeing the loves. And I really like seeing the comments. Keep them coming. All right. Last thing before the closing thoughts is maintaining your kit. A consultation kit is a tool that you rely on to be prepared for your sales meetings. So you want to constantly update it so that it stays presentation ready. And here's 5 ways that you could do that. 1, review your contents regularly to keep them current. Refresh images, testimonials, pricing, replace outdated information. Number 2, solicit client feedback on what resonated and what needs clarification. Number 3, make changes to your kit as you add new services or make changes to existing services. Number 4, add new frequently asked questions when you encounter new questions. Someone's going to ask you a question you haven't heard before, add it to your FAQs list, and make an intelligent response to it. Number 5 of 5. Be disciplined about tweaking and enhancing your consultation kit. An outdated kit jeopardizes your ability to have successful sales meetings. Staying current ensures you can confidently lead presentations and answer all questions. All right, we're at the end. So I want you to put in the comments what you got out of this, or just thank you. That's, and whatever it is you want to. I mean, I love hearing how this helped you, because it makes it very worthwhile for me. But it could be something as simple as thanks, Jim. I appreciate this. Even though it was Labor Day, we're still out here doing this. By the way, it's Labor Day. You're here watching this show. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm hoping that this is a valuable use of your time. I hope that it causes something, a spark in you that causes things to get better than they've ever been before because of this time you've invested with me here today. So there you have it, Portrait Profits friends. Everything you need to create your own consultation kit that takes your business up a notch. A polished kit is your trusty toolbox of sales success. While it takes effort initially, you'll be fully equipped for client meetings with confidence. Gather your best work, your testimonials, write your scripts, get your pricing information and service and product sheets together, and any custom materials. Craft them to your most ideal clients so you get more of those, and commit to keeping it all organized and current. Soon your kit will feel natural as you guide discussions. Prospects will be wowed by your professionalism, by your preparation. You'll be ready for any question, objection, or decision. Have fun with this process. The consultation kit highlights the variables that make your business special and allows your passions to shine through. Your unique perspective is needed in this world. People who have not yet become clients are just waiting to hear from you. Your dreams are waiting. I believe in you. Now get out there and get them. All right. So I've got a couple of things that I want to share before I end this Portrait Profit show. I have an offer to share with you. If you guys would like to talk about this further or other business subjects, I've got a 45-minute coaching session, a one-time 45-minute coach. Now I've got regular coaching sessions that are weekly or twice a month or one time a month. But this is just a one-time thing. I'll put it in the there we go. I'll put it in the comments. Now on some of the places that I'm simulcasting to, for some reason, it doesn't include this, and I don't know why. So if you don't see it, I'll put it on the screen too, but it's not as helpful because you have to type it all out. So let me do that right now. But right now, it should be showing up in your discussion feed in the posts for this show. Let's see, in the comment section. And right now I'm going to paste this for those of you who don't see it. I'm putting it up on the screen right now. So this is to schedule your 45-minute session. Now this isn't free. What I've been giving to you so far is free, but if you want to take it to the next step, it's only $80. So 45 minutes for $80, which is less than my regular price, but it's really just for my Portrait Profits friends. But there is the link, calendly.com/photo school /how to make portrait photography success ASAP, with a dash between each word. So there it is. You can type it out if you have to, if it didn't show up in your feed. All right, so back to announcements. I want to announce that the 11th annual San Antonio Photography Tournament is coming up on October 22nd, and there is the web address for that, photofund.eventbrite.com. But that is our instant gratification photographers tournament, where you come to the tournament with just your camera and a smile, and you get a list of the categories. There'll be 15 different categories that you can compete in. You can compete in all of them if you want to, or just a handful of them. That's up to you. But then you submit your images before noon. During lunch, the judges do their thing. And then after, we announce the winners. We print out certificates for first, second, and third for each category, and there are prizes as well for first and second, and then there's a grand prize and a runner-up. So all of that is done in a very short period of time. You leave and it's over. There's no popularity contest on Facebook or Instagram later. It's done at that point. So that is on October 22nd. I want you to go to that address that you see on the screen. I'll also put that in the comments so that you guys don't have to actually type it out. But again, on some forums, on some systems, it's not showing up, and so this is what you see on the screen may be the only way that you see it. All right. If you'd like to be a volunteer, then just reach out to me. We definitely need volunteers. I think we've got 20 something and we need 35. And so reach out to me at jim@landersphotoschool.com. Now, every month here in San Antonio, we have a meeting where we get together, just a meetup. It's fun. We often have speakers. This particular time, we have a let's see. I'm going to bring that up. There we go. So we have Jonathan Garnham, he's going to be sharing with us. He's an automotive photographer, and he's going to be sharing with us the essence of motion and power in motorsport and automotive photography. So he's going to be sharing the kind of work that he does, his passion, the reason why he does the things he does, so that you can get a little bit of insight on what motivates him. So that's coming up on September 14th, 2023. All right. Next, I want to share with you. I'm going to take those off the screen. There we go. As you know, we do this. We do the Portrait Profit Show every single week, and we don't skip weeks, even on holidays like today, Labor Day. We don't skip anything. We have it every single Monday at noon, with the exception of the second Monday of every single month, where we do it at 6:30 in the evening. And I didn't mean to put that one up yet. That's the one I meant to put up. We do it at 6:30 in the evening every single second Tuesday. We just move it because we have a panel discussion where we bring in 3 photographers to talk about a specific subject. This coming Monday is how I communicate with clients. And we'll have 3 people who are coming in to just share their thoughts, their opinions on what they do to have that conversation that they have with their clients at different steps, different points along that process. How do they relate? How do they communicate with their with the people that they are working with? So that is how I communicate with clients. And again, that one is September 11th at 6:30 p.m. for our panel discussion, how I communicate with clients. Now on September, I'm going to take that image down. On September 18th, where the title is "To Be Interesting, Be Interested." And for some reason, my graphic is just spinning. So I guess I can't show you the graphic, but that's okay, because I can tell you what the show is about. Obviously, I want you to add these things to your calendar so you know what's coming up. But this one is to be interesting, be interested. Curiosity shared is the most interesting trait you can cultivate. Communication comes in many different forms, as you know. In this episode, we'll captivate and motivate your clients to move forward now. And I'll share a story with you to clear that up, to make it real clear, make it make sense. All right. So both of them, the next one I'm going to show you is spinning too. Who knows why that's happened? I've never seen that before. But that was September 18th. Put that on your calendar. And September 25th to round out September. Today's the first Monday of September. This one I'm talking about now is the last Monday in September. Activating your awesomeness. And the time is now to stop just going through the motions and instead channel your passion, tap into your creativity, and run your life and your photography business with purpose and intention. I guarantee you will walk away from this show with a spark of inspiration, clear steps to shift your direction, and you'll start living as your best self. So, activating your awesomeness. Ah, man, I'm so glad you guys are here with me today. But it's time to let you go and do the things that we've talked about. So, for Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, this is Jim Landers bringing you the weekly Portrait Profit Show, helping you excel in your portrait photography business through valuable tips, insights, helping you stay on track towards the success that you deserve. Join us every Monday for evolving content as we unravel the mysteries of the business side of portrait photography. Thank you for tuning in today. And we'll see you next time on the Portrait Profit Show.